All right, we are recording. Hi, everybody. This is Jeannie, and I am joined by my client all the way from England. Her name is Narinder. She's been working with me for 3 months, and I met her, you guys, on my first stress detox back in the end of September. So I wanted to bring her on and talk to you. She really wanted to come on to our Saturday session for moms, but because she's my international client and the time difference, it didn't work out. So I'm bringing her on here. So I'd love for you to say hi and tell us a little bit about where you were before you started working with me.
Hello there, everybody. So I was on a journey already when I got in touch with Jeannie. At the time, I was really depressed because I had severe pain in my right side. Was going to physio and chiropractor, and to no avail. And with COVID, obviously, it was in worse position that I had to do Zoom calls for exercise. So I felt depressed. So what happened was I had a consultation with a neurosurgeon coming up, and I was in fear, a lot of fear, thinking, oh my gosh, this pain's not going away. It's been there for a couple of months. It got worse, especially with medical treatment. And then I got in touch with Jeannie. I thank God for Jeannie, because I came across her on Facebook. I don't know how, but I did. And the first thing she did and sent me was this motivational video. And this motivational video, I thought, okay. And it was bizarre. That was on a Thursday. I remember it really well. It was on a Thursday. And I could not walk longer than 2 minutes or stand longer than 2 minutes. No word of a lie. If I walked along the pavement, I would sit down. So anyway, I got this motivational video and I started playing it. I played it for a day or two. I had my consultation where I was recommended surgery, and I thought, okay, this is what's going to happen next. The following 2 days later, I didn't expect this at all, but having listened to the motivational video, I started walking longer than 2 minutes. It was actually 20 minutes, and I thought, what? It was like an aha moment, where I thought, oh my God, my body or it's my mind, which I didn't believe. And that's where I thought, oh my God, this is amazing. And Jeannie didn't stop there. I wasn't even her client. And she just sent me this out of the goodness of her heart, saying, look, this will help you. And that's where we formed a relationship. And I thought, you know what? If there's one person I want to work with, is someone who's not just passionate, she actually understands this. So that's why I reached out to her. And I thought, you know what? I need coaching from Jeannie.
Oh my gosh. So physio, just for my American people, is that physical therapy? Physio?
Yeah, that is.
And I just think it's incredible because your surgery, you didn't have it. And this is what I kind of want to debunk. First of all, Narinder and I were talking about before we recorded this, just to demystify any of these myths about what chronic pain and what chronic pain isn't, you guys. Okay, so chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, neck pain, back pain, you might think, like those might be considered chronic pain, right? I had chronic pain, chronic illness. Narinder's been suffering with sciatica, but I work with a ton of people with like tummy issues, like digestion, migraines, headache, so many of these like autonomic, I'm blanking on, what is the term that we're using now for, autoimmune, there you go. It's like not autonomic. Many of these autoimmune diseases, you guys, are based on stress and these repressing of feelings and emotions, which I've been working with Narinder on. So it's this TMS healing. If it's your first time hearing about it, it's a game changer, okay? And really what we're talking about is changing your focus from the pain and what you can't do, right? Like she said, it's big mind shifts. It's actually less work because you're doing less. We're going to get into that. And also feeling your emotions. Those are the two things. So I just want to ask you too, you're a busy career woman, very successful. You're a lawyer out there in England. So did you have any, was your ego, we named your ego, but was your ego, you didn't know at the time, right? It was your ego, but saying anything to you, or I know a lot of moms might be like, sounds great, Jeannie, but money or time, I'm a mom, I don't have the time, it's too hard. What would you say to anyone?
Yeah, I mean I've got 2 young children under 5, and it's very difficult juggling, and in terms of time, number one, I was one of those people. I'll be honest with you. Initially, I haven't got time. I'm working. I've got to cook the dinner. I've got to look after the kids. The kids got to go bed. They've got school. I have to help them. So all these things were in my head. And then I thought, when the pain came on, that's when I realized I need to look after myself. I didn't realize how much, but you have to make time. So you got to find a way in the day. You got 24 hours. You've got to think of a time when you can make time for yourself, because you have to. Because if you're not healthy for yourself, you're not going to be healthy for your relationship, which I found was a massive thing for me with my husband. Because if I was down and depressed, well, how's that going to impact the rest of the family? That was really important. And also with your kids, they see you in a certain way, they're going to be like, right, that's how they're going to be growing up. So who are you doing it for? So I realized, not only for myself, but I want the relationships around me to be better. So I want the best version of myself. So time is important. But now I get up, like, before I was getting up early, but like 5:20 I get up when the kids are in bed, just to do some exercise. And I feel refreshed. I feel live, and I feel my mind is a lot more calm. I do a meditation, just 10 minutes. So I think of, realistically, when's the best time for me? And I think that will go for all moms. When is the best time for them? And secondly, with like money, I mean, money for me, I think you've got to invest. I think if you want the best and you need a coach, I think that's with anything, a business or anything, you need to invest. And not think of the money as, oh my gosh, that's really expensive. What you're getting, and what I've got from you, Jeannie, for the last 3 months were so many tools, not just one, so many tools that have helped me, like even you sending me snippets of, like, apps, free apps, which I can use for meditation, that has helped me sleep. But other bits and bits like the motivational video, these kind of things have helped me on my journey. So I can look back at my notes, or I can look at things that you've given me tools and go, actually, that's true. And like what you say, you've got to feel the feeling. And people go, I don't understand that. But another thing that really has helped me is, as I say, is the knowledge. I mean, I read a lot of Dr. Sarno's books, and other people might not even know about TMS. But that's where I first learned it. And coming to you has just reaffirmed everything that I've read. I read about 10 self-help books on chronic pain. So this has just affirmed from everybody, from the medical experts. You've got Dr. Hanscom, you've got Dr. Schubiner, Dr. Stacks, and these are all American, experts. I've emailed, I've got messages back from them all saying the same thing. So, and what you can give is that approachability. You, not only that, is you understand, you give that back to the client, and non-judgmental. And it's like, I think I've said this to you before about the small wins. I don't sometimes even tell you, because I think, oh, that's not a win. And you're like, wait, that was amazing. You should tell me that. And it could be such simple things. And I think for anyone out there, for moms, definitely. I mean, if I can do it, and I was the person that said, I don't have time, I can't do this. It's not the external fix you need, it's the internal fix from yourself. And that's what I think I've transformed in all these months. I mean, this was back in, I think, mid-February time, 2020. I've transformed my mindset hugely. So yeah, it's
yeah. I mean, I think, Tony Robbins says it's 80% mindset and 20% strategy, right? So he wasn't talking about chronic pain, but it's a good analogy. It's a good stat for everything. And so 80% of your success with pain or health, right? And so much, again, you guys, I just want to emphasize, so much of what is happening are physical symptoms, even anxiety, right? Or depression, but so much of these diseases that the medical system is going to say you're always, oh, you have, this misalignment in your back and the structural problems. If you've had it over 3 months, it's chronic pain, and your body knows how to heal. So huge shifts with that. I also really want to come back to the time piece, because therapy and coaching are way different, as Narinder knows. And I know, because I was in therapy for months and months, just talking about my problems. And it really was pretty much all pain, talking about my problems with pain and feeling sad. And, I'd cry sometimes. It's like, wow, Jeannie, you're feeling your emotions. Beautiful. Okay, but guess what? It was this repeat of me being in this victim loop, right? So week after week, and money. And I want to tell you that coaching with me, like I said, Narinder only worked with me for 3 months. And that's pretty common with a lot of my clients. Some clients, of course, work more, and it just depends where you are in this journey. Narinder had already read a lot of these books, and she knew about this modality. but think of all the time you're going to save, because this is not therapy for years and years. And if you get more time with your kids, like Narinder says, like she'll, like she said, she'll tell me about her wins, and she's more active with their kids, and the quality of time that she's spending with her kids is better, right? Because she's going on walks with them, and she's playing more, and she's like, I made dinner the other night, Jeannie, and like the things that you're already doing get to be more fun and more enjoyable, right? So you're also, of course, going to save money because you're only hiring me for 3 months. Generally, that's what I work with clients for, that amount of time. It's not, money into the bucket like for the next 2 years. So I think it's a little bit what we're not used to, that you can transform so quickly, but it's possible, right? So what do you think about with the quality time too, Narinder? Like, I know the time piece, like the things you're able to do with your family and kids.
Yeah, I mean, initially I couldn't do anything. I was stuck in a living room with COVID restrictions, so there was lockdown here, and I was in so much pain. All I focused on was pain, pain, pain. Didn't
Yeah.
even think about my kids the way I wanted to. The things I wanted to do in my head, and all I thought was, God, when am I going to get out of this pain? So I was so focused on the wrong issue, didn't have no enjoyment, had my mom and mother-in-law look after me, and had to cook, and it hurt me. And I was like, no, I have to overcome this. So I thought to myself, I'm not a victim of this. And the way to overcome it was by just continuing what I was doing. The pain, I just fell into it, kept on going for a little walk, still doing it, even if I fell and was judged. I didn't care, because I thought, you know what, I'm going to get through this, and I'm 100% going to recover. And so slowly, once obviously I've watched the video and I was walking a bit more, I started doing other things. I mean, I'm at the point where I can stand and cook. I can cook, and I'm doing it under an hour, which before I could not even do. I had to sit down on a chair, then get up again. I can wash the dishes. The things we take for granted, I can do. Even having a shower, I could not do before. Now, I just feel so blessed. And I think that's another thing that I've learned about gratitude. And, having that time with my family, like with the kids, I can play. I'm not always stuck in one room, and I can do things with them. And it's so nice that I'm able to do that. And it's thanks to you, because you've given me that confidence to say, actually, you can do that. What's stopping you? And that's the key. What is stopping you? Just because you got pain, why can't you just say, well, actually, that'll go, it's temporary. And it's about getting your brain that negative thought, the thoughts and feelings, and to reframe it into something else, so that you get on that journey. And as moms as well, and working women, we're exhausted. We're exhausted from the day, our environment. How can we make it more relaxing for ourselves and give ourselves a bit of time and be kind to ourselves? I never was kind to myself. Very much like, oh, I'm perfect mom, her wife, a daughter, everything. I'm perfect. So I'm superwoman. I can do everything. I can't do everything. I can't do everything all at once. And I need some time out. And that's what I realized, that I have to take a step back, which I wasn't doing before. So not put much pressure on myself as I used to do. And I think that's a key thing as well in aiding your healing. So yeah, I mean, now I'm in such a different space than when I was before.
Yeah, no, we talked about on day 1 of the stress detox this time, because Narinder can't come live because she's in England, so I have to tell her we did it. But we talked a lot about self-compassion day 1, and that's a foreign concept to a lot of us. So it is repetition and a skill. And I also wanted to talk about this accountability piece and what you mentioned, right? Like, here's the thing. A lot of us, if you're in this world of self-help, or, you listen to the podcast, you read the book, that's maintenance. Or like in Narinder's case, like that was her baseline, right? But if you're committing to spending money and accountability with the coach every week or whatever it is, it's just going to up level, right? You're gonna like, oh, I've got skin in the game. I paid for this. So when she's telling me to do this, or I got to do this, or, it's a different mindset. Like I said, I heard a podcast where she said the podcast, the books, when you're not directly like one-on-one with someone, it's really good for maintenance. So working with me too, one of the things she was saying is like, yeah, I'm in contact with my clients 5 days a week, right? It's customizable, so it's not forced, but if they choose, we talk 5 days a week. So when she is feeling low or something came up, it's like, you know, even internationally, she texts me and she knows I'm going to get back to her the same day. So it's having that support and the accountability, which is right. I mean, how many of us were like sad one day or we fall off and then it takes us weeks to get back or months. Instead, it's like, okay, back on a few hours later, or right, swinging it around again. So I think that's,
Well,
yeah,
I think the great thing was when I had this accountability with you, it felt like you were by my side. So it felt nice that, you know, I could share this with you, because not a lot of people are going to understand this type of pain. So for me, it was like, yeah, my husband's there for support, but he doesn't understand what I'm going through, or other people. Family, they mean well, but it's not the same. And like initially, I could only walk how long? I mean, what, 2 minutes? And then when I was speaking to you, it was over 3 miles distance.
wait,
So
wait,
I
can
was,
we just pause? Wait, wait, well, let's, okay, wait, let's
yeah.
slow Jack down. Okay, wait, wait, guys, listen to this. Okay, so 2 minutes.
Yeah.
She even texted me, I remember, do you think it's okay that I go from a minute to two, right? Do you remember that? You like asked me, right? And I was like, yeah. So it was like less than 2 minutes. And Narinder, where are you? How many miles?
So 3 miles, I can do 3 miles,
And you're
and you
swimming.
know, and it's not like, you know, and I'd say this to anybody, is like, even though you've got the pain, still go with it, because what's stopping you? Because your body still needs movement. And movement is a really key thing. And like one of Tony Robbins' sayings that I've seen today, I mean, I put it on my phone. The purpose of pain is to move us into action. It is not to make us suffer. And it really resonates with me, that does. And you know, I just think that is an amazing saying, because whatever it could be, what is it, the action, what do we want to do? And I felt stuck in my head with so many other aspects. So it's not just the pain, it's what is it you want in life? Like, obviously, what do you want to achieve? And there's sometimes, I know before I got this pain, I was telling Jeannie this, I had a book where I wrote all my goals down. I was going to start exercising in the November, and I was going to do this and this. Did I do it? No. I had no motivation. I wrote them down to make myself feel better. But what did my mind say? No, you can't, Narinder, because you've got children, you've got other commitments, you can't do it. And that's what stopped me. So actually the pain has actually been a blessing, because it's moved me into action. And I really, really am grateful for that, because I feel now I'm moving forward and I'm doing a lot more.
Yeah, and I know I kind of pushed you in a couple of stretch zone activities with an article and, you know, some other things. So it's definitely accountability. And it's just the last thing, because we'll wrap this up too, is if you're watching this, so I am a big anti good vibes only kind of girl, right? I am not, even I had a conversation last night with a friend and he's like, yeah, good vibes only and positive thinking. I'm actually not that girl, you guys. I am feel your feelings so that you can get into a better state. So when Narinder talks about, like, you know, being positive and focus, you know, like you're in pain, we're not just like, oh, just go for a walk. And even though it sucks and you're in pain, just be happy. Okay. It's actually like deep rewiring of the brain, okay, of these neural pathways, and realizing the pain is harmless. And I know that's going to blow your mind. And that's why you've got to get in and do the work with us. It's not just be happy and be happy with the pain, right? I think that's what people kind of get mixed up with this work. So I just want to emphasize that you know, this video isn't going to teach you what the in-depth TMS work that I do is, but you're able to see it in a different way and realize it's neural pathways. It's a problem in the brain. It's not actually structurally a problem. So awesome, Narinder. Do you have any final remarks? I love having you here. Thank you so much for coming.
No, I mean, to everyone out there, I mean, as I said, thank you, Jeannie, for helping me on my journey. And you're right with the neural pathways. You don't believe it because you think, what? I'm in so much pain. This isn't structural. What are you on about? You're crazy.
You are
But
crazy. Like, I think if you don't say you're crazy when you hear about this work, or think that then like you're like the 1%, right? Like everyone is like, you're crazy. I don't know what this is. Oh, we're not saying it's fake. We are totally saying it's real. Like, your pain is real, but it's coming
because
from,
how can, and this is the thing, that the brain is clever. What it will want to do is shift the pain in other areas. Like, I've got some on my left side now, but that's okay because it makes me laugh because I think, hang on, I was recommended surgery on my right side, yet my right side seems to be okay. So how has it now shifted and it's on my left side? So, you know, and I've got the pain, like the actual sciatic pain on my left side, and I didn't have the actual sciatic pain on my right side. So, and the MRI showed the herniated disc pressing on my sciatic nerve on my right side. So to me, that just shows that pain, you know, it's the brain, it's the receptors that are coming back. So I understand that. And, you know, and another thing is not to have a time frame thinking, oh, just because you know, I'm doing this work, I'll recover. Just have no time frame. Just think every day, you know, how are you feeling? And the best thing to advice I'd say is, how are you feeling? And I think Jeannie emphasized that really well. And I think that's what she reminded me of, even when I felt low and I thought, Jeannie, I'm just, you know, it's not happening, but it will happen. You got to believe 100%. And Jeannie helps you with that, with the feeling I could not get. And now I understand where the feeling is. So she's got so many tools in the bag. I can't explain how many as well. And I think because of her work, she's so passionate and caring. And you don't get many, I mean, personally speaking, and I have been coached by other people in different aspects. She has got that kind of uniqueness to her because she's got so many tools. And another aspect, and I'll talk about, is the breath work. It's the breathing. That is so important because with the breathing, you have to calm it down, to calm your whole nervous system down. So yeah, Jeannie, for me, I mean, as I said, I never regretted it one bit. So every money spent, I mean, actually, I should have given her more money for what she's done for me. Seriously, because
Oh.
it was a blessing, and I'm grateful that Jeannie was able to help me. And this isn't just like, you know, putting it out there, going, yeah, go to her, but genuinely, hand on heart, she has really helped me, and I can't thank her enough for what she's done. And obviously, we're staying connected, and you know, she'll get to hear my small wins and everything else, and that's the beauty. You build up the relationship, and I'm grateful. So thank you, Jeannie. You've really helped me come a long way from where I was.
I'm just so proud of you. So thank you so much for being on here. We're going to impact and help a lot of people because, you know, we have all these stories and beliefs that it's not possible. So that's why success, it's possible. It's a journey. Thank you so much. Sending you so much love, everybody. Bye, everyone.